Hey guys, this is Megan for Urban Informatics and Modeling. And in this first how-to guide tutorial, I'm going to be giving a beginner's introduction into Quantum GIS or QGIS and go through the basics of setting up your project. Okay guys, so once you have downloaded and installed QGIS from your web browser, then go and open up the program in your applications, and then that will bring you to this homepage. So in the interface here, we've got the project template. Your previously completed projects will come up here. Otherwise, you can choose to create a new project by double-clicking here on this panel. On the left here, we've got the project browser, which is useful for importing files, and then the layer panel below, which we'll get to later. We also have the processing toolbox, which is really great for analysis. We have the top ribbon for some really helpful tools that we'll use quite a bit in our projects in QGIS. So to get us started, I'm just going to go right ahead and double click here on a new project template. And then there are a few ways that we can start to visualize our first map here. The first thing that we'll need to do though is create a visualization. So I'm going to go right down to the bottom here. So just type in world. And then that will then bring in the world map layer in our layer panel over here to the left. What we can then do is use our mouse and mouse zoom to scroll into different points of the map. Use some shortcuts like CTRL+SHIFT+F, which is zoom to full. That's also in our top ribbon here. We can also use the tools on the top ribbon to zoom in and out to certain points. So yeah, but we've also got those shortcuts available. So while setting a world map layer is a good place to start, what you'll notice here when you zoom in is that there seems to be a bit of a curvature to the map that's a little bit undesirable, so it's not displaying flat on our interface. So to navigate around this map curvature, what we need to do is set our project coordinate system, and we do that using our project properties. And there are a few ways to access our project properties. The first is by going to the top ribbon and selecting project, and then down and selecting project properties. You can also see the keyboard shortcut there. So that's Command on a Mac, Shift and P, or Control-Shift-P on a Windows computer. Or a really easy way to go and do it is to go to the bottom ribbon down below and select EPSG down in the bottom right-hand corner. And then that will then bring up a list process for us to select from. So the purpose of setting our project coordinate reference system, or CRS, is that it generates real-world data based on Cartesian coordinates that represents the spherical surface of the Earth on a flat plane. So basically allowing us to tangibly view the map surface. Under this menu, there are two ways to set the coordinates. The first is by typing in the filter bar here, or by searching from the list below. And what I'm going to do is search directly into the filter bar because I know the coordinates that I want to use set for the southeast region of Australia where Melbourne is located. And those coordinates are GDA, so GDA 94/MDA, zone 55. So that's one that I've used before, and that's the one that we're going to select for Melbourne. Once we've selected that one there, I'm just going to click apply down the bottom and then OK. You can see now that that's created quite a skewed looking map of our world map layer in our interface, but that's okay because we're actually going to import some OSM data to use, and that will solve our issues here. To do that, what we're going to do is go into our browser panel on the left hand side here, scroll down to XYZ tiles and open that drop down up. We can either import our OSM or OpenStreetMap layer by dragging it into the layer panel or the browser, or double clicking, and then that will then place that layer in our layer panel. Similar to the world map layer, we can adjust it by zooming into an area. I'm actually going to hide the world map layer below just because it's having some difficulty loading up there. There we go. So now that's appeared. So yeah, as I mentioned, you can find your location by using the navigation tools in the top panel, or a more accurate way to find your location is to go to the top ribbon and go into plugins and manage and install plugins. That will then bring us to our plugins pop-up. You can see here I've previously installed a plugin that's called OSM Place Search. So that's going to allow us to manually search for our address, our site address that we're going to map in QGIS. Alternatively, if you haven't already got it set up, just go to All on the menu here and just type in OSM Place Search and that will come up. And then down the bottom here, when you haven't installed it, it will come up with a little button that says Install Plugin. So I'm actually having some issues with my OSM Place Search plugin, and to fix this, I've just gone into the plugin menu in the top ribbon, got into Installed, and then it's just saying that there's a new version of the OSM Place Search available. So I'm going to upgrade this plugin and then hopefully it'll be back working nice and smoothly so we can search for our project location. Once that's been updated, then it's working nice and smoothly. We've got our OSM Place Search, which has just appeared in the below the layer panel here. So I've just typed in Melbourne and I'm going to go to zoom down the bottom, and then what that will do is then bring up a list of potential places. So the first one there being Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. So that's us. I'm going to double click there as suggested, and there we go. There is our zoomed in location for Melbourne. This is then probably a really good time to go in and save our project. So to do that, you can either select CTRL+S to save the project, or go into project in the top ribbon and go save as, and then we can save it as a QGIS file. Alternatively, if you want to save some individual layers, what you can do is go to project in the top ribbon and then go to save to and geo package. This will then package the individual layers of your QGIS file so that you don't lose those important layers when you're opening back up the project. Alternatively, if you just want to save individual layers to export to use in another program, I'm just going to go into and select this OSM layer and go export, save as, and then there's multiple different file types that you can save this layer as to be viewed in a different project. So you can do that with just one layer or a whole variety of layers all at once.